Number 15. These also revolve around y-intercept form. Okay? And this is, I would say, the second to the hardest level of difficulty. This isn't necessarily the most difficult linear question that there could be. I think it's one notch below. Okay? Here we go. First of all, Sam buys some t-shirts from a local vendor who offers a special price. If she pays full price for the first t-shirt, in my head, I'm already building some kind of possible linear function created by a table. For the first shirt, she's going to pay $18. Okay? Now here's where it gets a little bit weird. Then all the other shirts will be 30% off. Okay? 30% off. Some people were taught this. Well, I take 18 and I multiply it by 0.30, and whatever that is, I'm going to subtract it from the original 18 to get the discounted price. Now, I hope that you understand that there's a more efficient way to do this. It all revolves around the fact that you are always expected to pay 100% to start off, right? So if you looked at this, what this first one is saying is that you would be expected to pay 100% of something first. And how do I change this to a decimal? 1.00. So if I GCF pretty much here, I'm seeing that it's 1 minus 0.3, which is this, which makes sense. If you have 30% off, how much are you expected to pay? 70%. So here we go. Notice the subtleties of the verbiage that I'm going to use. Knowing how to interpret the words. It's all about a reading strategy with these math questions to go quickly. 18 of 70%. Otherwise, 70% of 18. What word did I say in between these? Of. And 9 out of 10 times the word of means to do what? Multiply in math. Okay? 9 out of 10 times the word of means to multiply. What word or words would be to divide? By or out of. From usually is subtraction a little bit, but this is out of. Okay? So 4 out of 8. 4 eighths already. But the word of by itself is a multiplication. Now, these are small little rules that I want you to learn and conceptually understand. When in math, if 9 out of 10 times of means multiply, can you think in your math careers when you've said the word of and you didn't multiply? Let me help you out. How do you read the first one? F of x. You just said of. Is there multiplication there? No. What's this? Natural log of x. Is there multiplication here? No. And then sine of x, there's not multiplication. So there's many ways that of is not going to be multiplication, but most of the time it is. Okay? All these words, trying to develop the fluency on it. Now, if it's 30% off and you're expected to pay 70%, can someone tell me how much would that be? 12.6. Okay? So, because of this, if I put 2 here, showing that I bought 2 shirts, someone tell me what number goes there. 30.6. Otherwise, $30.60. Why? Because it was 18 for the first one, 12 for the second one, but added together gives me a total of $30.60. The table is easier to see, but now let's create the equation that makes this work. Okay? What's the B? What's the B value?
The difference from
18. check this out. The B value is where you start. So your starting one would be 18. It could be 18. Now, the total is going to depend on what all this equals. What's my M? 0.7% of, or not 0.7%, 0.7 or 70% of what? 18. This is my new rate. Otherwise, the 1260, right? So what could we do x-wise? Because of the fact that it says all the other x's, x minus 1. Okay? So this right here, it said all the other shirts. You're going to have one on your, I believe, homework or quiz on this unit. So, and it's the one that's most difficult. So it's a little bit different than this. But notice, if we wanted to check our work, we could put 1 right here, which would zero this out, which would zero that out. So my number 1 would give me 18. Do you see what I'm doing now? And if I put 2 right here, it would make this 1, which now for the first time this is taken in effect, and add it to 18 would give me $30.60. Do you see it now? And then now all you have to do is just simplify it, and then you can find your answer. Any questions? Okay.